it's Gwen from Hummingbird Tarot. I'm doing another video in my series RWS Verses, and today we're taking a look at the Book of Shadows Tarot, and this is volume 2, the So Below deck. This is a 2-deck set, As Above and So Below. The As Above deck doesn't follow the Rider-Waite-Smith system as closely, so I'm not going to go through and do one of these videos on that deck, but the So Below deck follows the Rider-Waite-Smith system pretty closely, and I'm going to be comparing it against the Universal Weight Tarot deck today. Okay, so this is the box for the Book of Shadows Tarot, Volume 2, which is the So Below deck. And then this here is your Universal Weight Tarot deck from US Games. And this one is by Barbara Moore, and this is a Low Scarabeo deck. And I have this set here, and then I also bought the 2-deck set, As Above, So Below, and it comes with a little book, but the book doesn't give you much more information. I was interested in finding out a lot more about the decks and how they came up with all the images, and the book isn't that great. So for this one, I actually recommend you don't bother to buy the set, just buy the deck that you're most interested in. And I said this before, the As Above deck is great, but it doesn't follow Rider-Waite-Smith as closely as the So Below deck. And I find the So Below deck much easier to work with. And the As Above deck, when I'm using it, it takes a lot more study from me if I want to work with it, because I'm not used to the images, and it's harder for me to connect with that deck if I don't spend some time sitting down and getting to know the deck again if it's been a while since I used it. So this is what the back of these 2 decks look like. And we're just going to flip through each of the images. Now, I have to say, the artwork in this deck isn't my favorite. Neither is Rider-Waite-Smith. It's not beautiful artwork, but I do find it very easy to read, and that's why this deck here was my first soulmate deck. I really just connected on such a close level that I just really connected with this deck. So the artwork itself, even though it's not my favorite, it's easy to get past for me. Because these images here, that the people that I have in my life, the activities that I participate in, really makes it easy to connect. I mean, look, this is such a formal environment. Feels very much like a Roman Catholic church, all the pomp and circumstance that goes with this. And then here you have, yeah, we don't all go to the apothecary or, to get our herbs, but this looks like it could be, a modern day shop that you could go to. There are shops that look like this today, and they're very easy for us to get to. This one I find too, the soulmate connection with the for sale sign there. They're buying their first house together and taking their relationship to the next level. And again, I've said this before, I do put clothes on the people in my decks so that I don't have nudity, so that I can have a younger crowd continue to watch my videos, and also just because I find that it's jarring to some people. There's the Chariot, Strength. I love this card, that this woman is older, and this really works for me. The Hermit, so great. And then having all different age levels here. I have a bunch of redheads in my family. I think that's probably why I connect to this. All different age groups too, all different generations. And again, that for sale sign. But on the other end, the Death card here. Definitely a softer way to show and display the Death card, but it's still such a powerful message. You've got someone packing their luggage and leaving while the house is being put up for sale, and there's 2 kids standing on the porch watching it all happen. It's very gut-wrenching, as the Death card can be sometimes, but still it's a great way to communicate that message. Temperance, I love this. And the Devil, this right here has got to be my all-time favorite Devil card, and I just love, it's all about temptation. Love it. And she's on the phone here getting bad news or something that's just very shocking. And the use of color, it's great. Really great. Can you tell I like this deck? And as you can see as we're going through this, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you can really connect to the images listed in this deck. They're very reminiscent of the Rider-Waite-Smith, Pamela Coleman Smith images. I love this one, how the mom's at a tea party with her kids. Or maybe it's not a mom, maybe it's an aunt. Just a woman with some children. One of the things I also love about this deck is all the little creatures, which I haven't commented on yet, but I absolutely love the creatures here. I think they just add another level of magic to the cards. This really displays grief very well too. The cardstock in both of these decks, cardstock is very similar. Yeah, you can see how she's won and they're not really happy about it. Which, I mean, who's happy to lose, but still. I love this, showing the darkness behind her, that she's leaving and she's running away from the darkness and into the light. It's fabulous. You can see the fairies are traveling with her. I have to say there are a lot more females in this deck, but I'm okay with that. Because although the Rider-Waite-Smith is definitely male dominated. Can you see the little salamanders here? There's some news coming in the mail. So great at talking about just, I mean, which of us now actually carries around bundles of sticks up a hill? I mean, that's much harder to relate to than this card here, where you've got your hands completely full, your phone's ringing, you're trying to unlock the door and carry all this stuff and get in the house while coming, you know, you're coming home from work, and it's just so much easier to connect to the image in here than it is, and relate to than it is in this image here. This one, I love it. I'm crawling all over her. And this I love too. She's holding her back from reaching into the fire. And this is what originally drew me to the deck, is I love the images of what look like dwarfs to me. I've shared in some of my other videos that that's what some of my spirit guides look like when I picture them. I love the little creatures hanging out, helping out. Thanks for coming on this journey with me, and I will see you on the next time around.